Welcome back. We had a winner steak and lobster dinner. Paulie, Kurt Kitayama came through. Third victory on the show this year and fourth one personally for myself. That always helps going into NFL season, Paul.
Oh yeah,
Stock up the bankroll.
definitely.
Yeah, it was quite a weekend from Kitayama.
Yeah.
Kitayama went out firing on the third round and the beginning of the fourth round. In the 27 holes, he had like 19 birdies or some shit, like video game mode, right? Like old school Tiger Woods that we used to do, right? So
yeah,
he was just playing pepper with the flag stick, and I think he birdied the first three holes on
nice.
Sunday, including a chip in on the third hole, and I kind of knew. I'm like, okay, we might have something going, but luck has it, Paul. We also had the second place guy in Sam Stevens.
Woohoo!
So we had first and second. So it was late. It wasn't much of a sweat after basically Knapp had to make an eagle on 18 to tie, which he went splash. So we walk away with first and second, cash a couple of top 20 places, Paul. Unfortunately, Max Homa finished a few shots out of the top 20. Disappointing, but we got a winner and two top 20, so we're going to be okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Live Golf was not too good for us. Carlos Ortiz went south on Sunday to miss the top 20. That sucks, but I mean, overall, Liv's been just a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, man. So the 3M championship comes and goes, and pretty exciting. I mean, shootout as expected.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Wyndham Championship, Paul, at the Sedgefield Golf Course in North Carolina. Pretty classic style course, Donald Ross design.
Oh yeah.
A lot of square greens, a lot of undulation. You're not going to get too many flat lies. And it's not really a bomber's delight like last week was.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the winners I've seen here over the years, you're more good iron players, good putters. Patrick Reed's won here. Jordan Spieth has won here. Guys like that, you know, they can.
Your short game is a lot more important at Sedgwick than your driver. You know, this is the type of course where a lot of times you don't really need a driver. Grab a hybrid, grab your fairway wood, grab a long iron. You know, you don't really need to to bomb it.
If you remember, I think it was 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2018. Tiger was making his comeback, and he had never played in this event, and then he entered trying to make the FedEx Cup, and he needed to win, and then they like doubled their sales for that week, and he was actually in contention. I think he finished second or third. Paul Casey ended up winning, but I mean, you got to be pretty straight on this course. I think there's only two par fives. So it's not really set up for bombers to dominate. But I was just thinking, this is almost like the first playoff event. You know what I mean? Because now the first official playoff event is only 70 guys. So there's a lot of guys in this field that are in the 71 to like 100 range that are just trying to creep in. And now that they got rid of the staggered start at the Tour Championship, I think 4 or 5 years they'd give the guy who had the most points minus 10 start, and then the guy who was second in points would get minus 8 and so on. And I was never a fan of that. I just thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
Like the guys who are starting off at 25th, 20th place have no real chance. Like, you got to beat the guy who's number one by like 11 shots to win the tournament, right? So I'm glad they got rid of it. So everyone just starts at even Steven, 70 for the first event, 50 for the second event, and obviously 30 for East Lake and the Tour Championship home course
Oh,
of Bobby Jones. So, yeah, pumped up for this finish, Paul. We'll take a little break after the Tour Championship, and I believe we'll be right back at it. I think late, maybe mid-September, we'll be back at it for the fall season because there's still guys trying to secure their card for next year.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe Sea Island will be the first course, the first tournament, RSM Classic. So we get a little break, and then we'll be back at it during the NFL season. And then obviously Kapalua is when all the big names come back in January. So pumped up, Paul. Let's see if we can get another winner before the season ends. You know what I mean? It's we got off to a bit of a rough start.
It'd be nice to get a winner for the next 4 events. That would be awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll take I'll take 2 and 4 weeks. I'll take back to back, whatever comes my way. You know, it's hard. I mean, it's not like NFL betting where you're betting a side against another side, or like a money line where one side wins, one side loses. It's just one guy wins out of like 150 guys or 50 guys on live, which I can't handicap worth shit, but I mean that's the challenge, and we're here, Paul. Who knows? Maybe live might be better next year. Who knows? Speaking of live, Waco Neiman, a guy I took at pretty much every major championship this year, missed a cut at the last 2. Wins a 5th event on live, Paul. 5th event. Wow. They played 11. He's won half of them. A lot of people complaining about Scotty Scheffler winning every week on the PGA Tour. You literally have a guy on live who's winning every second week they play. Props to him, but we all know the majors is how you're judged, and he hasn't done well in the majors. So, I mean, this guy could win like 10 live events in a year. It's still, what have you done in the majors, right? So, and apparently after he missed a cut at the Open, he stepped on his bag and crushed a bunch of his clubs, and his caddy's hand was like right in the way, and he apparently scraped his caddy's hand, and that caddy left him, and his swing coach also left him. So good and bad for Waco Neiman. He's doing pretty good overall. 25 million just from Live Golf. That doesn't include his team winnings and all that funky stuff. But props to him. Props to Kurt Kitayama. The young English woman, Lottie Wode. She won her first professional event as a professional.
Nice.
She had won as an amateur, I think, a couple weeks ago, and then now she turned professional, and she got her professional debut at the Scottish Open, so not too far from her home in England. She's a name to watch out for. She won the Augusta National Women's Amateur a couple of years ago, so we might be looking at the new face of women's golf. And Padraig Harrington takes the Senior Open for back-to-back majors on the over 50 circuit. Got to respect Padraig. He loves the grind. He puts in the work. And if you've watched his YouTube channel, his tips work, man. He's a golf savant. I mean, he's not that popular in America. He's probably more popular around the world, and especially Ireland. But Padraig gets it done. He's bombing the living out of the ball. But let's move along to the final event of the regular season of the FedEx Cup season, Paul. One tournament to go, and we got our 3 playoff events. So let's see who gets into the top 70.
Definitely.
4 picks on the menu for this week. I'm not going anywhere near the top of the board. Believe it or not, this is the first time all year I've seen nobody in single digits or in like the teens for odds. Like the top guys starting at 22-1, which is kind of cool that you don't have to pay an arm and a leg. There's like 6 guys in the 20s. Matt Fitzpatrick's your betting favorite. But on this course, I'm not feeling him, so I'm not taking him. I think Keegan is up there for the favorites. Just not a big fan of him on this course. And then a lot of guys who did well last week, like Akshay Bhatia, Kurt Kitayama, so on and so on. But I'm not going anywhere near those guys. I'm starting off at 55-1. I'm going with the South African master putter, Christian Bezuidenhout. Not a name you want to spell, but he's a great putter. He's not that super long off the tee, but he's decent enough, good with his irons. I just like his overall game. He's been trending, finishing in top 20s, top 30s the last month or so. And he's never won on the tour, but he did collect a first place check. I think it was last year when Mickey Dunlap won as an amateur. So he got all the FedEx Cup points for first place. He got the paycheck for first. So he's got an official win on the tour. But I think he can get across the line here. Like I said, a lot of good putters have won this event. And they don't get much better than Bezuidenhout. And South Africans have generally been doing pretty well on the PGA Tour over the years, Paul. I like Christian to get it done. His top 10 is top 20 plus 230. So over 2-1. Pretty good for a guy I expect to, be in the tournament mix. Next up, I am going with one half of the Højgaard twins from Denmark. I am going with Nicola Højgaard. I believe he is the older of the twins by 1 minute or whatever. But, he's been playing solid lately. He did well at the Open, playing better out of the two. So I'm going with him at 60-1. I think in this field, that's a great number. It's a pretty weak field. No really standout guy. And I'm taking Nikolai plus 250 for the top 20. I think his irons are on fire. If he can get some putts rolling, I think he can get across the line and get his first tour victory. And he's also vying for, some late Ryder Cup points for the Euro squad. He made it last time they played. His brother didn't. I wouldn't mind actually seeing both brothers on the team, but
that would be
Europe's
nice.
They're pretty stocked this year. They're pretty stocked. They're usually 7-8 deep, and then they have 4 or 5 whatevers. This year they got 9-10 deep, and they could add maybe 1 or 2 guys. So
sweet.
Watch out for Europe in a month or so.
Yeah.
Next up, I am taking Tony Finau 90-1, Paul. I've never seen Tony Finau 90-1 in a regular PGA Tour event since he probably just started the tour. I mean, he hasn't been playing well lately. He kind of flashed at the Open. He was in 3 rounds. He was in the top 10, top 15. Went south. I think he didn't do much last week at the 3M. As a former champ, he hit I think he had a shank or 2. So I think most people aren't going to be on Tony. He hasn't had the greatest year.
Yeah.
But I mean, 90-1, I'm taking him just purely on a numbers value there. And his top 20 is plus 320. So 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got a plus 295 from Sam Stevens last week, which really helps. So let's see if Big Tone, Polynesian Wonder, can come through and maybe catch top 20. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
And for the last pick I got up my sleeve, Paul, I'm going with an unheralded player, David Lipsky. He actually was right in the mix for the John Deere right before we went over to the Scottish and Open Championship. He was, I think, finished 2nd or 3rd. Just got clipped on the final day, and he played pretty well at the Stableford tournament opposite the Open. Yeah. And last week he was okay. He was top 40 or so, nothing special. But I just seen some signs from this guy, and I'm getting him at 110-1 with 8 places. I think he's 140-1 as is. It's just doesn't have a big name. He's never won on the tour, but I've just seen signs in the last month or so that his irons are hot. He's putting it well. So I think this course matches up well for him.
Okay.
And if he gets in the top 8, I'm laughing. I think it'll be a little over 20-1 if he finishes in the top 8. So sign me up for that. David Lipsky, under 10-1 each way, 8 places. And yeah, that's it for the PGA Tour event this week. No live event this week. We're going to be having 3 straight live events starting next week, Paul. They have, I believe it's Live Chicago, Live something, Live Indy, and then they finish up their team championship, which is kind of cool because it's like the they send out like 2 guys versus 2, and it's actual match play.
Okay.
And it's actually fun to watch, right? Like it's usually Live Golf. They just take their 4 guys as scores through the 3 days and just accumulate them, and then they call that team golf, which has nothing to do with team, right? But like actually, if you're playing 4-ball or best ball, or we used to play green sums and blood sums, and that's actually team golf when you're playing 1 ball, or you're playing alternate shot, like best ball. There's some team aspect to it, which is kind of cool, I think. So that event I'm looking forward to. It used to be at Jarrell, but thankfully they moved it because Jarrell deserves a regular event. And so we got 3 weeks of live coming up now for this week. Yeah, man. So coming down to the wire here, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. As always, you guys are the best fans out there. I believe we're up to 65 subscribers now, Paul. So
woohoo!